Hey everybody, this is Kelly of Kelly Six Stories, and I'm here to talk to you about this young lady who was assaulted, sexually assaulted, and murdered. And all three people were 21 years of age. This young lady here, Alexis Crawford, she had a roommate, and they were both living in the Mechanicsville neighborhood of Atlanta, Georgia, which, according to Walter Lee Hampton II, a YouTuber that had stayed there in that city, says it's a very rough neighborhood where a lot of uh, murders and other violent things take place at. And this young lady, she was originally from Athens, Georgia. She went to Clark Atlanta University, which is located in Atlanta University Center. And the person who she was living with was from Detroit. And after this young lady went missing, the roommate, Jordan, had went back to Detroit, and Jordan's boyfriend, he's originally from, I believe, Savannah, according to Walter. So anyways, it says here, USA Today News, roommate, boyfriend arrested in death of Atlanta college student Alexis Crawford by John Bacon, USA Today. Updated an hour ago. It says college student found dead a week after she went missing. A 21-year-old Clark Atlanta University student who was reported missing a week ago was found dead Friday in a Georgia park. The roommate of a Clark Atlanta University student whose body was found in a local park was being held without bail Sunday after her arrest on a murder charge along with a roommate's boyfriend. Alexis Crawford, 21, was reported missing November 1st, 5 days after she filed a police report accusing her roommate's boyfriend of what Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields described as unwanted kissing and touching. Crawford roommate Jordan Jones, 21, and Jones's boyfriend Baron Brantley, 21, face charges of malice murder. Malice murder involves deliberate intent and is punishable by death or by imprisonment for life with or without parole. Shields said one of the suspects led the investigators to the body on Friday. The medical examiner listed the cause of Crawford's death as asphyxiation, which was she was choked to death. Investigators were working to determine the motive for this killing. Both suspects were in custody Sunday, Fulton County Jail records show. The case has come to one of the saddest conclusions possible, Shields said. For Alexis' family, our hearts go out to you. I am so truly sorry we could not provide you with a better ending. The Reverend Michael Hutchins, serving as a spokesman for the Crawford's family, said funeral services will be held Saturday. Family members, he said, were devastated and heartbroken. Please pray for Alexis Crawford's family and give the time and space to process the loss of their beloved Lexi. The university offered condolences to Crawford's family and counseling to students. Investigators say that this was an isolated off-campus incident and there was never a threat to any other members of the community. School President George French said in a statement. Now, to me, I feel that this is very disturbing that these type of things will take place. And, according to Walter, that these young people, I guess they was having a good time or partying or something, drinking. And then I guess she had went, she knocked out or whatever. And then she went to the police, told them what happened. And then she went and got a rape kit. Now, to me, I feel like that's more than enough of a motive of the reason why this young man decided to kill this young lady. And like Walter said, he has a very valid points, I should say, that this young lady, where she messed up was she decided to still stay there. And she didn't tell her parents immediately what took place, and that she could have been, embarrassed about what happened, but it wasn't her fault that this young man took advantage of her, and it's not her fault that took place. But just like Walter, I feel like she should have left. I felt like she should have left. She should have went on about her business. She should have gathered her things and went back to her family's house. I felt like would have been the best thing for her to have done. And then I felt like that she should have transferred her credits to another university, and that she should have also like changed her phone number. But like Walter said, she might have felt embarrassed that something like this took place, because let's face it, a lot of times people down the rape victim, and they always try to make it seem as though it's the rape victim's fault why they were placed in that situation in the first place, which is wrong to blame the victim when you should put the blame on the culprit, the person who's, molesting or raping the person. That's who you should put the blame on. But anyway, the point is that she probably, I guess, was frantic, maybe because of this, because of the trauma that she experienced. It may have caused her not to think the way that she should have been thinking, which was to get herself out of the situation as quickly as possible, by, moving back home as she needed to tell her parents what took place and what happened and when it happened and so on and so forth, and, and change her phone number and all of those type of things, So it's just, it's just really unfortunate, this whole scenario, this whole situation. And, I pray for her family and everything. And it's just sad, that a young, bright mind like this is gone, and that they wanted to be around their own people, to only have their own people, ironically, go and destroy them. It's really sad. But tell me, what would you have done if you was in this young lady's case? What would you have done if you was her parent, and if you would have known about a situation like this happening with your child? And I'm going to have a clip of what Walter had in his video talking about this whole situation. And then that's it. So please check out the clip. Tell me what you think below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.
Today is Sunday, November the 9th, the year is 2019, and my commentary will be on the next video because these news reports were so long, but I really wanted to share them with you all about the missing college student Alexis. So Alexis Crawford, who was found dead, and her two roommates, her roommate and her roommate's boyfriend were arrested and charged with murdering her. So I'm going to do my commentary next. It'll be the next video. But I want you all to look at these news reports that I'm about to show you, and then join me on my next video, because it's just a lot I want to say about this, because this is very disturbing to me. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Watch these news reports, check it out, and see me on the next video. On the next video I'm going to post. Today again is Sunday. It is November the 10th. The year is 2019.
We begin tonight with the AUC community in mourning after the loss of one of its own, while the couple accused of killing a college student and hiding her body now sitting in the Fulton County Jail. Barron Brantley and Jordan Jones, both charged tonight with malice murder. They're accused of killing Jones's friend and roommate, 21-year-old Alexis Crawford, and dumping her body in a public park. Our Nick Sturdivant has more tonight on how students are reacting to the disturbing news.
A lot of people have just been on edge.
For students in the AUC, it has been a tough week. The news that police found Clark Atlanta University student Alexis Crawford dead in a DeKalb County park Friday came as a shock.
My reaction was definitely that it's frightening. It's frightening for everybody in the AUC.
Clark Atlanta student Camille Dash said she had a class with Alexis.
I'm not really sure how other people are reacting to it or how they feel about it, but it makes me feel kind of uneasy.
The medical examiner's office determined the cause of death was asphyxiation. Police said they were led to her body by one of the suspects. Officers secured warrants against and later arrested this man, Baron Brantley. Saturday morning, Brantley waived his first court appearance. Jordan Jones, Crawford's roommate and Brantley's girlfriend, was arrested Saturday and is a suspect too. APD says a motive has not been established. Crawford did file a report with police a few days before she was reported missing on November 1st. In this report, she described unwanted kissing and touching from Brantley. Jones was the last person to see Crawford alive. The shocking violence rippling through the AUC community. Clark Atlanta released this statement. Our deepest thoughts and prayers are with her family and with everyone who knew and loved Alexis. Morehouse and Spelman colleges also offered their prayers and condolences.
And within the last hour, the family released funeral arrangements for Alexis, saying they are, quote, truly grateful by the outpouring of love and concern that they have received. Services will be held next Saturday, November 16th, at the Hill Chapel Baptist Church, that's in Athens. Gregory B. Levette and Sons Funeral Home is handling the arrangements, and the family is requesting that any cards, condolences, or memorials for Alexis be sent in care of the funeral home. Of course, we've been following this heartbreaking story from the beginning. We're going to continue to bring you updates on the 11 Alive app. You'll also find links
Sunday, November the 9th, the year is 2019, and my commentary will be on the next video because these news reports were so long, but I really wanted to share them with you all about the missing college student Alexis. So Alexis Crawford, who was found dead, and her two roommates, her roommate and her roommate's boyfriend were arrested and charged with murdering her. So I'm going to do my commentary next. It'll be the next video. But I want you all to look at these news reports that I'm about to show you and then join me on my next video because there's just a lot I want to say about this because this is very disturbing to me. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Watch these news reports, check it out, and see me on the next video. On the next video I'm going to post. Today again is Sunday. It is November the 10th. The year is 2019.
We begin tonight with the AUC community in mourning after the loss of one of its own, while the couple accused of killing a college student and hiding her body now sitting in the Fulton County Jail. Baron Brantley and Jordan Jones, both charged tonight with malice murder. They're accused of killing Jones's friend and roommate, 21-year-old Alexis Crawford, and dumping her body in a public park. Our Nick Sturdivant has more tonight on how students are reacting to the disturbing news.
A lot of people have just been on edge.
For students in the AUC, it has been a tough week. The news that police found Clark Atlanta University student Alexis Crawford dead in a DeKalb County park Friday came as a shock.
My reaction was definitely that it's frightening. It's frightening for everybody in the AUC.
Clark Atlanta student Camille Dash said she had a class with Alexis.
I'm not really sure how other people are reacting to it or how they feel about it, but it makes me feel kind of uneasy.
The medical examiner's office determined the cause of death was asphyxiation. Police said they were led to her body by one of the suspects. Officers secured warrants against and later arrested this man, Baron Brantley. Saturday morning, Brantley waived his first court appearance. Jordan Jones, Crawford's roommate and Brantley's girlfriend, was arrested Saturday and is a suspect too. APD says a motive has not been established. Crawford did file a report with police a few days before she was reported missing on November 1st. In this report, she described unwanted kissing and touching from Brantley. Jones was the last person to see Crawford alive. The shocking violence rippling through the AUC community. Clark Atlanta released this statement. Our deepest thoughts and prayers are with her family and with everyone who knew and loved Alexis. Morehouse and Spelman colleges also offered their prayers and condolences.
And within the last hour, the family released funeral arrangements for Alexis, saying they are, quote, truly grateful by the outpouring of love and concern that they have received. Services will be held next Saturday, November 16th, at the Hill Chapel Baptist Church, that's in Athens. Gregory B. Levette and Sons Funeral Home is handling the arrangements, and the family is requesting that any cards, condolences, or memorials for Alexis be sent in care of the funeral home. Of course, we've been following this heartbreaking story from the beginning. We're going to continue to bring you updates on the 11 Alive app. You'll also find links
Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Sunday. It is November the 10th, the year is 2019. I just posted a video showing two news articles. I really want you all to, two news reports. Check those out and then watch this video. If you don't know, there was here in Atlanta, Georgia, there was a young woman who disappeared from her apartment complex. Strangely enough, the same apartment complex in Mechanicsville where a young woman was killed last week by some teenagers trying to carjack her car. So she was living off campus from the Clark AU Center, about 2 miles from the Clark campus from the AU Center in Mechanicsville at the same apartment complex. She was renting a unit with a young woman who she said was a friend. I don't know how they met, but this was her roommate. Her roommate and her, Alexis and her roommate, let me get her name. The roommate and the roommate's boyfriend have been charged. The roommate's name was Jordan Jones. She was 21. And her Jones' boyfriend, Baron Brantley, was 21. They both are charged with murder in the death of Alexis Crawford. This is a tough story for me because I was really hoping something that they would find this college student. Maybe she just got tired or just stressed out and she just took off and maybe took a vacation or something. But several days before she came up missing, she had went to the police and reported a sexual assault on Baron Brantley, her roommate's boyfriend. They had been drinking out one at the home. I guess they had some drinks or something. And she passed out, and this man took her into a bathroom and sexually assaulted her. And Alexis Crawford filed charges against. Went to the police department, filed a report, and did a rape kit. Why she stayed in that apartment and didn't tell her family members what took place between her and that man and her roommate, I don't understand. Why she thought she could stay there after filing a sexual assault charge against her roommate's boyfriend, and you stay in the apartment. You stay there and he's still coming around. And they know you filed this charge against them, or they're going to find out that you filed this charge against them. I don't know how they found out, or did she tell them, or what, but she should have left. And she should have told her family what took place. Now, staying there was a wrong decision, especially with this young man who has a very violent background and had multiple arrests. And she may not have known his criminal record and violence that he could do, but he strangled her and hid her body at a park up in DeKalb County, a public park, just dumped the body. The fact that he thought he could get away with this in the roommate, this is really shocking to me, because I guess they didn't realize from day one they were the prime suspects. The police had the report. They knew that body they knew they had that police report. Well, she had filed it against him, where it took place in the apartment they lived in Mechanicsville. So the police were watching these two suspects, and they had them. They were from the very beginning. Although police were actively searching for her, they were looking at them as suspect. The prime suspects, the other roommate and the boyfriend, Jordan Jones and Baron Bamping. All right. Welcome to Niggerville, y'all. A college student comes from Athens, Georgia. She comes to Atlanta because she wants to attend an AU college. Atlanta, she wants to be around her people. She wants to come. She's in Athens. She's a minority in Athens. Let's just keep it real. Athens, Georgia isn't really exactly a pretty much white city. This young lady would got a much better education if she could have got into the University of Georgia in Athens. She'd probably still be alive now. But she chose to come to Atlanta. Mistake number one. To live in Mechanicsville. Mistake number two. To go to Clark Atlanta University. I'm not gonna hold this against Clark Atlanta University. But I don't fault them in this. But the decision to come to Atlanta, to live in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city while going to school, I have some problems with this if this was my child. I would not allow any of this to take place. Now, if you got a good university right across the street near our home, that you can go right over to the University of Georgia, you still be allowed to get a great education if she could have got into the University of Georgia in Athens. So, sometimes we don't understand who our true enemies are. And when Alexis Crawford moved into that apartment with her roommate, I still don't know how they know each other, whether they meet just to become roommates, were they actually friends? What was their connection that they ended up being roommates here in Atlanta? But that boyfriend was danger. And I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of black women are not going to like this. But black women continue to choose these thugs for husbands and boyfriends, and it ain't working out too good for them. They choose the worst of the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst of the worst. That man should not have been in that apartment. I bet he was unemployed, not working anywhere, possibly selling drugs, running them streets. And this 21-year-old girl, Jordan Jones, I don't know, I'm assuming she was in college too, I'm not too sure. I can imagine what was going on in that apartment. Jordan Jones and Baron Brantley face charges of malice murder. The mother's still trying to determine what the motive of the motive was because Alexis Crawford went up to the police department and filed a sexual assault charge. That's all the motive you need. So Alexis didn't thought these people were her friends. But after that sexual assault happened, she still packed her stuff and left the next day. She should have told her family, this is what's going on, I'm out of here. But sometimes when you're young, well, I've been in that position, you really don't know what to do. And she may have been embarrassed to actually tell her family what took place. She's going to try to handle it on her own. But the first person she should have told was her mother and father. So they came and rescued her from that horrible situation she was in over there in Mechanicsville. We've got to stop looking at everybody black ain't for you. Black folks, we can be the most dangerous people towards each other. She chose Clark Atlanta University because she wanted to experience going to an all-black college. She wanted to be part of the AU Center. She just wanted that. You know how everybody has this almost fantasy-like dream about the AU Center, Morehouse College, Spelman, Clark, because of the TV show, A Different World. And they thinking that that's how the situation is going to be, but it's not the case. I have many friends. I have a couple of different friends who go to Morehouse. One was shot in the leg walking to a store. He lives in the West End, not too far from Morehouse. And he has an off-campus apartment. Going to a grocery store, he was shot. A couple of guys were shot. He was one of the people who had to be shot also in that neighborhood. in the West End. Now, the West End and Mechanicsville are two different neighborhoods. That's just as dangerous. They are dangerous neighborhoods. Strange part is the West End is going through gentrification at this time. And you can find homes over there for $200,000 to $400,000 along Martin Luther King. I've seen them. And you see white folks moving in there. Those areas are still